All right. Can everybody hear me? Welcome to the Good Servant Show, where I'm not even a good servant. I'm just a servant trying my best. I'd rather serve the Lord than be on the other side of this thing, man. It's a weird life, baby, out there. It's a weird life. It begins, baby. If you can go outside and look at what's going on, and you don't want to cling to the Bible at this point in your life, then I don't know if I can help you. The Lord has put unity between me and this world. I don't like the world. I hate it. Not that I couldn't get along here. Not that I'm not suicidal. This is probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. But there's nothing about this world that I love. Just the people. I want as many people to make it as possible. And if I'm being honest, my kids are at the top of that list. I want my kids to make it. I want to make it. I want you guys to make it. And here's the cool part, right? I tried to explain my mission, like some people think that my mission is to try to get new sheep. And along the way, there's people mocking me, slowing me down, right? But that's not really it. The people mocking me are the new sheep. They're the ones I'm trying to reach. All of the lost people are provided by trolling. I'm trying to hold that last sheep that barely makes it over just in time. Just in time. And I want to be holding that shaking sheep as God rejoices in heaven. Because that's exactly what happens. God will rejoice more for that one sheep than the 99 of us that are in line right now. And so just remember that, guys. Go ahead and click the link, Faith, if you want. I think that would be great. I like the picture. That's a nice picture of you. That looks very professional. Oh, there's Tom. Yeah. You could join too, Tom, if you want. It's up to you. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want. No pressure on the Good Servant Show. But definitely welcome to join us. I wanted to do a show that was kind of light. That's why I'm on channel 1 today instead of 2 at night, because I wanted to have a show where, we kind of like say a few words about each other, about, how we found this channel and how we found each other, and, just a strength builder, Oh, that's a nice picture. There you go. I've seen that one before, though. Oh, you have her. You have her picture as your picture. Okay. Hello, Faith. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, Steven. I'm good. How are you?
I saw it was funny because when I was trying to add you, right, I saw Cold Springs' picture on your thing to authenticate it. Is that crazy?
Yeah, it is. No, they didn't change it back. I still don't know why. I keep trying. I don't know. It's weird.
I think that's nice, though. It's nice.
It's okay. She's cute.
Yeah, we'll keep her, right?
We'll keep her.
But it's crazy, right, about these trolls out there, and about these, like, not to give them too much attention, right, but there's trolls, and then there's false teachers, and there's some fakes or whatever, right? But the scary ones to me are the ones that are like super sweet, and you're like, oh man, this person is straight up like awesome, you know. And then you're like, I wonder what they're thinking about me. You know what I mean? Like, I've been fooled before, you know.
Oh yeah, like beware of the sugar-coated tongue.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But it's hard. It's like, hey, look, I'll take anybody that's willing to like to even discuss the word of God or Jesus with me. I'll take anybody that's willing to do that. You know, I don't care what shape they're in at this moment. Just come on in here, you know.
Yeah, and I'm in 2 Liter J's Discord, and I asked him like, hey, what's the topic? Do you have a topic you would like to discuss with Good Servant? Haven't heard back yet, but I think
Yeah,
he will.
he's been trying to get me on his show for a little bit now, and then like every time I go in there just to say hi, it's like, oh yeah, come on up here, man. You need to come up here. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, every time I go in there, I'm like, I don't
Well,
mind doing it. I just want to know like what like ahead of time, what do I need to do? You know, like
and
what
it's hard when you're on his channel because and no offense to him, but he does have a lot of people that talk over each other. They don't really have respect for other people talking.
right.
And
We
so,
need a direction, you know,
mhm. Right, and he does a good job, I think, of
for a
saying
kid. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
of directing things, but people just don't seem to have very much. They're very young. They're all very young, I have to say,
yeah.
and so they don't
I,
really realize that they're talking over each other, and it frustrates us because we can't understand all you at one freaking time.
yeah.
And I don't think he knows how to direct it very well. Like, I'm not saying
I,
he's not good at it. I just don't
well,
think he knows how because they all keep talking over one another.
okay, so this is what I do, right? I just do a simple the simplest thing I could possibly do. I just get an outline of talking points that I'd like to hit. Like, okay, I'd like to say something nice about everybody. I want to talk about like, you know, James chapter 3 because I like the something in there. And then I want to talk about a certain parable, right? Those three talking points, right? And see where it goes, right? And
Yeah.
depending on the energy of the person, right? I got to be like, well, does that person are they a banter person back and forth, or do I have to kind of present them as like they're teaching, you know?
Yeah, you definitely have to feel your audience.
Yeah. I think, oh man, we're doing good for an afternoon show. I'm pretty happy about this. Well, I
Cool.
mean, I wanted to say something nice about everybody, right? Like each person individually. And like, I don't want to like embarrass anybody or anything like that. But I mean, everybody adds so much, right, to what we're doing here. And it's really the strength that's going to get us through because I know people say that it's coming soon, but it's coming soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, things are things are going down.
Yeah, I mean,
But I
I don't
mean,
see it. Well,
is it a bad thing though? I don't know if
no,
it's
no,
a bad
no,
thing.
no, 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 no. I think it's great. I think it's great. Like to me, when I hear, okay, the man of sin's gonna be revealed or whatever, I get excited, you know, or the mark of the beast or something. I like any kind of confirmation to let me know that I could like totally because like right now I'm like not bothering certain relatives, right? But when I find out it's for real over, like, and I know it for sure, I'm gonna be like barking at everybody. Look, y'all need to just listen to me. You know, everybody just fall in line, and we'll make
Listen
it
up,
out.
guys. Listen up, guys.
Yeah, right, right. This is what we train for, gentlemen. Just get your gear. This is the real deal.
Right, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not even a leader type figure, but I'm just like, guys, this is for real. No drill. It's for real.
Yeah,
Things are happening. And
yeah. I mean, like,
I
cause think,
wanted to get your opinion, Stephen,
yeah.
on the freedom convoy. What's your opinion on that?
You mean the Canada thing?
Yeah, the Ottawa thing. What do you
Um,
think about that? Is that a good thing or not?
I think that well, there's a lot of nuance to that, right? I think that there's a lot of good in it. I think it's good for people to have some kind of like hope, I guess. And I think that there are some real things about it, right? But the fact that it's not in the United States, right,
Mhm.
kind of makes me feel like it's like set up because
Control.
because to have a convoy here, then you got to add the the variable of having guns, right? And so the fact that it's happening up there makes it seem less organic, right? People are too lazy to go do anything that like nobody's doing anything, right? And during the BLM riots, there was people that would drop off pallets of like bricks and stuff like that,
Yep.
almost provoking things to happen. And I mean, really not as much happened as people thought was going to happen. Like
Yeah.
people were too lazy to steal, you know what I mean? Like this is the world we're all dumbed down. Nobody's doing anything naturally. But I mean, I root for everybody that's there, that's real, that has a fire in their stomach, that really believes that this will help. I'm all for it. Do it. Do what you got to do. You know.
Yeah, it's a hard stance to have because on one side, I think this is a complete psyop, like it's
Sure.
infiltrated AF. But on the other side, I think there's a lot of good people in it that really
Yeah.
think that really think they're doing the right thing. However, I also have to be like, yo, if you have to go and ask your government for freedom, then you're not a free person.
That's right. That's right. You should just do it.
You should just do it. Exactly. You should just do it. I will not comply. And that means in my life. I'm not doing the stupid mask. I'm not doing the stupid V's. I definitely will not V my children. I just won't do it in my life. And to me, that's my protest. Is like, nope, I'm just not screw you. I'm not doing it.
Well, I think what they want, right? They want us to
But
think.
don't get me wrong, guys. I do not think that most of the truckers are bad people. I'm not saying that at all. That's not what I'm saying. I think they have good intention. It's just to me, I feel like if you have to go and say, "Hey, Big Daddy government, stop mandating me," then you're not free.
Well, I mean, I think they want us to think of ourselves as being one big group, right? Like on my own, I'm gonna do what I want. You know what I mean? I might not even know what the law is. I'm just gonna live my life within my little 3 feet. And if you're a good person, you're probably not gonna break the law, you know? And
Right.
so like the laws are really for people that push the law, number one, right? And number two, if you're thinking in a group, right? Like, are we all free? Are we free? Right? Then that's a certain question. Maybe you need to protest for that. But on my own, I don't need to ask nobody for anything, you know?
Right. Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and so they want us to have this group think, this hive mind mentality,
Yeah,
you know? And
exactly. That's what they want us to have is this hive mind. Everyone thinks one way. It's like, no, no, I don't think that. I don't think the same way my neighbor does. My neighbor is fully vaccinated, triple, double jabbed, whatever you want to call it. I don't think the same way she does, but we're still cool. Like I'm not gonna like just be like stay away. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
It's just so weird how they're creating division, but it's a type of division.
yeah. I mean, see, this is what's hard, right? Is it's both ways, right? It's like like, there's so much nuance to it that like you could be outside of this thing and it's real, right? It's there, people are out there, there, people are getting along, it's working in some ways, right? Camaraderie, all that. But you can definitely smell the setup, right? They want to do driverless cars, they want to kick off martial law, they want things to go bad, you know. and it
Absolutely.
and it
Yeah,
seems
and
like
that's the whole concept I believe behind the trucker convoy. I mean, I'm sub to a couple people that just excuse
play it
me,
knocked out, yeah.
monitor this trucker convoy like 24/7. And I'm like, if you guys can't see that they're completely taking this to driverless truckers, you know, robotic engineering type crap. I don't know. I don't like. I'm not saying I love truck. Come on, I got a bunch of trucker friends, but if you guys can't see that they're trying to push this driverless trucker, we don't need humans anymore. I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, I think, well, they want to get rid of a lot of us. I mean, there's like, this is what I
Absolutely.
say. The world, it like, there's a lot of things that will make, proceeding the next 5 years impossible. Just the economics alone, it's got to pop. It's got to, you can't just keep printing money and loaning it out into debt, hoping that it'll come back with interest and then not devalue the rest of the money. I mean, so that alone will definitely destroy America very soon, because we're talking like 30 trillion in debt to the Federal Reserve just in interest, let alone our the trade budget, all that. Like, none of that's even included in that. This is just
Yeah.
what we owe in interest to the bank, right? And so you
Right.
got that. You got $30 trillion and a market that's pumped up with something called it's called the Payroll Protection Act, meaning if companies like Amazon can't pay their employees, then the government prints out money to pay that too. And so it's fake.
Oh,
It's all fake. It's propped up. It's like if you're playing Monopoly and you are out of money, and they just, like, your mom or dad, whoever's playing, like, gives you enough money just to get around the board one more time. It,
absolutely, absolutely. It's monopoly money, absolutely. And I
right,
saw
right.
a video not too long ago. I cannot remember the name of the channel. I'm sure you follow this channel too, but I can't remember the name of the channel. It showed this homeless guy on the street, and he was literally admitting that the government pays him to stay homeless.
Yeah.
600 something dollars a month. Also food, shelter, well, not shelter because he lives in a tent on the street, but he's allowed to stay there legally as long as he just closes it all up in the morning and comes back in the afternoon. But yeah, he's paid to remain homeless.
Yeah.
It's like this. What?
I mean, it's more like, we used to think that it was about money, right? That people are greedy. And yes, there's a certain amount of that, right? But when people have been in charge for thousands of years, right, and they're just basically trading their own relatives, like everyone who's been in charge of anything is all part of the same group, right? And they get this thing called megalomania, right? They just want more and more control, right? First, they want to
Mhm.
be the king, then they want to control, where you can go and what you can do. Then they want to control what you eat. Then they want to make you sick. It's pretty
It's
crazy, right? And
it's
then, right, you add the megalomania and the greed together, and it doesn't even remotely come to where spiritually they want to hide God from you and take your soul.
right.
They
It's
want you to
about you.
die in the lake of fire.
They want you relying on Big Daddy government so much that you can't see that you are a unique individual creation created by an amazing creator, a designer. They want you thinking you're on a fucking spinning ball. And I'm sorry for swearing, but they want you to think that you came out of nothing. Nothing. They want
Yeah.
you to think you're nothing.
Lightning
It's
hit a
like,
rock that had
no,
water
no, I
somehow.
don't think you understand, person. You are amazing.
Yeah.
God knows the number of the hairs on your head.
Praise Jesus.
Like, that's amazing to me. He knows the numbers of I mean, my daughter has really thick hair. I've talked to you about that.
Yeah.
And just thinking, like combing through her hair and thinking, man, the Most High knows how many hairs she has on her head. Her hair is so dang thick.
Right. Well, and it gets me thinking, right? When people say that the Bible has been messed with and all this stuff, right? And even if it was through people, right, messed with, right? God knows exactly what we would have at this moment. We're not missing anything. Like maybe there's more to it, right? But we have enough to make it.
Sure.
And what people don't realize is that there's more truth in the Bible than what we think. It's not just people walking around in robes in the desert. This is like crazy stuff comes out of there that it's like valid today, right? Like it's insane, like just how deep it goes into like what reality is outside right now. And I
Absolutely.
never thought any of that was in there, and I can't even tell you how that popped out to me or where it came from. It's a weird understanding you get sometimes. Like when I was just listening to Second Peter, right? Because like some books get ignored, right? Like, Second and Third John, Second Peter, right? Like, okay, I gotta listen to that stuff too, read that too.
Yeah.
And Second Peter was talking about how these people were out of popped out of the narrative, right? They were into the truth, following Jesus, and they wanted to go back in and
Yes.
win it back, and it's like, no, don't win it back. Separate. There should be enmity between you and life. Like there should be hatred, that this isn't
Exactly.
where we're supposed to be. This is a fallen place.
They went back, but that it just speaks to you about how tempting all of this worldly bull is.
Yeah.
Because if you can see the truth, but yet go back into the slavery crap
Yeah.
that we're in, it's like, wow, it's deep, it's deep.
Yeah, because what God's offering is a kingdom, right? I mean, if you want to go back into that, that's why God says if you don't hate the world, you're not worthy of the kingdom of heaven. It just means like, why would you go back to that if there is better for you?
Right.
Right? Like it could be beautiful with mountains and waterfalls and all that. Like I get it, right? But what God's offering is better than that.
Yeah, and I see all these people, like, especially, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the Super Bowl crap, but just watching some of the breakdowns that some of these other channels that I follow have done about these people. These people just, I mean, they're so into all of this earthly crap, and it's like, these people, I don't, do they understand that we're not supposed to build up our treasures on earth, but we're supposed to build them up in heaven? Like that's
Yeah,
where my treasures are. I don't
God.
care about anything of this earth
Well,
other than my family and the people I love. Like, I care about their souls, but I don't care about anything of this world. I hate this world. I literally hate this world.
it's not like God's asking us to give up anything, right? When God gets back, right? There's no end to the world. We carry on. Like the world is maybe going someplace after the millennium. Sure, it goes. We'll have a new heaven and a new earth, but no one's asking us to give anything up. It's just going to be better, And there's no downside to like the debt has been paid. You have free will to choose whether you want to go or not. Like that's pretty cool too, right? And if you don't want to go, more power to you, whatever, right? I do. And
Well,
so
I think he is asking us to for us to give up certain things.
sure. I mean this place, but it's going to be replaced right away with something better.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not like
Like,
cuz
there's
I
nothing, yeah, there's nothing on this earth that I value more than I value my salvation.
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah,
Like, not even my husband. I of course he's number 2 because Jesus Christ comes first. But
that's right.
I do not value him over my own salvation. And that doesn't mean I'm going to do anything or be weird or whatever. It just means I don't value
I
him.
don't think you
Yeah,
need to
I
be
don't put,
ashamed to say that,
I don't put him above God. God comes first,
That's
then my
right.
husband,
That's
then
right.
my children,
That's right.
and then my cat, who I'm not
Yeah.
gonna save.
And I think that like what really breaks my heart, right, is, I get maybe having some attachment or something sentimental. I don't know, right? But people that are like, hey, I got this and this going on. I'm making a movie, or I'm getting a new job. I want to see how that goes first. Well, what about all the people that are suffering, man? Like what about people that are even being victimized out there, right? Like forget what you got going on, right? The minute Jesus comes back, all that stops.
all, yeah, all of it.
All
And
of it.
I see all this crap on social media or TV. Vaccines are safe and effective, or sorry, I shouldn't have said the word. V's save. V's save. They had that on what is that statue that has the arms out in the
The Baphomet or whatever.
it's the statue in, where is it? Oh man. In the circa the crucifixion pose in anyway, it had lit up on the chest of the so-called Jesus that V's save, and I'm like, no, this is not
Oh
right.
wow.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ
That's
save.
blasphemous. That is blasphemous in a such a sick way.
Oh, blasphemous! And I'm like, this is so wrong. I do not understand how people cannot see this. These do not save. Jesus Christ saves, and that is the only way to heaven. And it angered me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to be like, Faith, you gotta chill, because this is the world. This is the world.
That's kind of like yeah, that's the world we live in, and it's very sad, right? That yeah, man, even on my best day of remembering like how the world is, right? Even on my best day, I can't imagine wanting this more than wanting to go with God. Like I want to be near him so bad that I want to be part of him, And I don't know if that makes sense or how that sounds to people, but I want to like hug his feet and be part of his foot. Like I don't want to let go. I don't want to be separated from him anymore. And I don't know why I feel like I can't be far from him, but I can't. And that's what makes me suffer too. And I just think about all the kids, man, and all the people being victimized, right? Even grown-ups, there's grown people in cages, right? Like the most trafficked animal in the world is a human being.
Absolutely, you're
And
right.
that's sick, man. That's sick.
It
And
is. And
anybody who doesn't want that to end is crazy, man.
my heart breaks for the children, because
Yeah.
even if we don't see, because we don't see the amount of children being trafficked and,
Yeah.
let's just say, hurt,
Yeah.
the children that we do see are being masked. They're
Yeah.
being abused out in plain sight.
That's right.
And as a parent, that pisses me off. It just angers me. I
Whoa.
can't, as a parent that loves my children and I love all children. They're so precious. I
Right.
can't just sit here and be like, okay, you're putting a mask on your child. No, I look at you and I think, and I say,
It's heartbreaking.
maybe take that mask off your kid, because they can't breathe. It's horrible. Why would you
Yeah.
block your own child's breathing air holes? It's the stupidest thing I've ever freaking heard in my life, and it's horrible to do to a child. Do it to yourself, fine. Don't do it to your child. What's wrong with you?
It's a sick world. It's a sick world because here's the thing, right? Is that they've abused our parents, they've abused us, they've like lied to us and degraded us, right? To the point where we do it to our own kids, right? Like like maybe we don't, we popped out of it, right? Out of the world narrative and we see it, right? But there are people that like are so, degraded and so worn out and they haven't found God yet. And they're basically passing on the lies, right?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you go to grandma, hey grandma, oh yeah, put on your mask, it's good for you, That's crazy, man.
Absolutely. It's extremely sad.
It's multi-generational, man.
Just thinking of it, it's extremely sad. Like it's like, oh man, and it's going down the line of generations.
I like how Sheila said, she said this over a year ago and basically got thrown out of a Pizza Hut. I could see
She got
Sheila
thrown out
getting
of a
thrown.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I could see Sheila getting thrown out of a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I could
It's
too.
so funny. Yeah, she's great.
That's funny.
I love all you guys, man. You guys all bring something like really special to this channel. I mean, it's more than just even a channel. It's like daily conversations with everybody and, interactions, right? Like without you guys, I mean, I don't know if I, would be in the spot that I'm in now, as happy as I am now, knowing what's coming, right? Like, finding God was enough for me, but like to know that there's other people out there, right? Because where
Yeah.
are all these other people?
Yeah.
You
You guys
know what I
all
mean? Like,
I absolutely agree. You guys all rock. I love you guys so much.
oh, there's Anti-Venom. I haven't seen her in a while. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Anti-Venom.
Yeah. And it's what's crazy is that like
I see you.
love you, Sheila. Yeah. It's it's just amazing, right? Because like when I first got into like flat earth, right, it seemed like there was a lot of Christians, right? Everybody was into the Bible or whatever. But then it seemed like there wasn't any left, like
Hmm?
where did they all go? I thought everyone was like all pumped up and saying praise Jesus everywhere. And then it became like where like all these flat earth shows you never hear about Jesus,
Well, because it was infiltrated. It was
Yeah, but
hijacked.
it's crazy, man. Like
They're hijacking
how did
everything.
that happen? you know?
Yeah, they hijack everything. So anyone, if you go to Google and Google in flat Earth, you get all the crap sites.
Yeah.
You don't get the legit stuff.
Nope.
So
I
they
don't know how
infiltrate
I don't know how
everything.
anyone could ever become a flat earther nowadays with with all the
I don't know.
crappy videos that they have at the top,
I don't know either because it's all such bullcrap. It makes flat Earth look retarded.
because they do the same thing. They go, "This is the flat Earth model." They say this is 3,000 miles away. It can't be because this angle and that angle. It's simple. It's simple math and physics and geometry. And you're like, no, we don't. We're not saying there is a model. You guys say there's a
Yeah,
model.
yeah,
You say that we're on a ball
yeah.
flying all over the place, but we don't feel it. And there's this crazy, man. We're on a water ball in the middle of a vacuum that's 10 to the negative 17 torr.
But
What?
if you look at all of their logos are of the flat Earth.
I
And
know.
when I say flat Earth, guys, I'm not saying the Earth is flat. I'm saying it's immovable. It's not moving. We
Yeah,
are
I
the
would
center.
say
We are the center of the universe. Okay, the sun
there,
revolves around us.
there is no universe. There's just us.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There's
There is no universe. There's only
no.
the sun and the moon and stars above us. And we're under a firmament.
Yeah, that's right. You could see it. It's blue.
It's blue.
Yeah, I mean, air is clear, and so is water.
Right. But when
There's
I
something
say
blue up
flat
there.
Earth, I'm just trying to clarify when I say flat Earth, I all I mean by that is we're not moving.
Well, I mean that
We're
it's flat, and
immovable.
when I say flat, I mean like it's flat in geometric orientation. There's only one way up and one way down. There is no side of it or underneath it. It's flat.
Right. I mean, it's of course there's
That's a fact.
mountains and all that, but
Yeah, there's
it's not
bumps and
moving.
stuff. Yeah, topography, sure, but like
Right.
as far as it being flat, right? As like an orientation, right? Like meaning that like we're standing on a flat ground, right? We are,
Hmm.
you know,
And
and
if you're a
yeah,
Christian, can you answer me this? Where in the Bible does it talk about planets?
yeah, and not only that,
No.
if you build railroad tracks, you tell me where you
And
didn't.
bridges. Mhm.
Yeah, why didn't you calculate a curve in there?
Why didn't you calculate the curve? Why do pilots not calculate curves?
It's so insane. Almost every pilot you run into will basically tell you the Earth is flat. I don't think
Absolutely.
I mean, most of them are cool. Like they won't even lie to you because they know that they could see the Rocky Mountains from Kansas. You know, like
Right.
it's crazy to them, right? Because they're up in where there's no atmosphere.
Right.
You know, like it's all clear. There's no
And I'm not saying the earth isn't round. The Bible does say the circle of the earth, but that doesn't mean sphere.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
I mean,
In fact, where they talk about the circle of the earth, I think it's 2 verses back or 3 verses back. There is the word for ball, for like a ball. So like something got balled up and thrown. I can't remember who is saying it now. It's like Isaiah 40:22 is the circle of the earth. I would say it's Isaiah 40, like start at like 15 through 22 and read that. There'll be the
okay,
word for ball and then the circle of the earth, right? And so obviously if they meant ball, they would have said ball.
exactly, yeah.
You know, it's like, oh yeah, he said triangle, but he meant pyramid. You know, it's like, no, he didn't. Like, what are you saying, man? The God didn't have the words to describe what he wanted to say. God,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
I
God,
mean,
Most
that's
High,
it's
really?
amazing, right? It's amazing what people will say. And what's crazy is they'll defend this ball Earth, right? They get angry and mad, and I've seen PhDs like cursing like like little children, and what's in it for them, what's in it for them to stop. You would think that they were smart enough that they'd want to help us find out what we're on and what it looks like and what the reality is. What's the problem with people, man? Oh, we lost Faith. No, Faith. Can you guys hear her? Oh, poor Faith. Her sound is not good. But yeah, I mean, it is. What's in it for them, to do that, to stop progress, to stop exploration, to stop wanting to learn and grow and figure out what things are, Because could you imagine that if there was imagine if there was like a giant oh, she fell off the thing. Well, we're almost ready to round out anyway, so I'll just finish it off. Thank you, Faith, for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and you've been super great. The last 5 or 6 times you've been on, you've been fantastic. And so I want to not only say that you were good, but that you have been getting better. And so, oh yeah, she's back. All right, I'll click you back on. Hello, Faith. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's crazy how they want to stand in the way of progress, right? Like, what's wrong with the truth? You know?
Yeah, they're afraid of the truth.
Did you know that I was over at Jose's one time and I don't know if they all have master's degrees or not. I know one of them's a PhD, but I debated 4 people in a row, right? Like just in a short period of time. Ask Tom. And one guy tried to draw a horizon with a pen on a picture.
I
Like,
don't know who Jose's is.
oh, Jose JG Gonzalez. He's a baller, but anyway, it's one of those. It's a debate show like Nathan's, but for ballers. Nobody goes to it, and so so this guy was debating, right? He drew a horizon on a photograph, and told me that
Okay.
was the geometric horizon, and that the horizon that I could see already in the photograph was just refraction. I said, you can't draw a line on a photograph. That's what are you taught? That's crazy, man. Like in the photograph, you see one horizon because there's only one horizon. You can't just draw your own in there. That's what he tried to do.
That's funny.
This is an educated person. One guy, there was a picture of a mountain that, like, sometimes when you take a picture with a photograph, it'll compress, it'll compress the image.
Sure.
And so he had a compressed mountain, right? And he tried to tell me that there was a bunch of it missing, right? Even though I could see the whole mountain, right? And I said, well, zoom in on it, right? Go zoom in real close so I could see if it's compressed, And he wouldn't do it. He acted like he couldn't do it. He was unable. He was unable. That was Bob the Science Guy. He was unable to zoom in on the mountain and show me whether or not it was compressed or not, because it was compressed. And he was, it's goofy tactics like that. I used to think that when I first started with Flat Earth, that maybe like Flat Earth, it was like, oh yeah, a few technicalities and maybe it looks kind of flat. No, it's the ballers that have the little technicalities and tricks.
Well,
you know what I mean? They're the liars,
It is Photoshop, but it has to be.
Of course it has to be, because if you have one light source shining on water, it'll be a big fireball. Are you kidding me? You think that if the sun is shining on a ball of water, that it's just going to look blue like that? It's not going to be shining. Water is way more reflective than gray dirt. But
Look
the
at
moon is all shining.
Look at how many times they so-called landed on the moon or were on the moon. Why didn't you dummies take pictures of the Earth from the moon? No, instead, you idiots took pictures of the gray sand on the moon.
They took closer pictures of the moon.
What? You could easily prove us flat earthers wrong if you had just taken photos of. No, instead it's got to be the CGI crap that we can totally prove wrong.
Yeah, they can't take a picture of the Earth from the moon because nobody's been on the moon.
Nobody's been on. You can't land on a light. It's
Do you
translucent.
think? Okay,
You can see through the dang moon. You can see through the moon. I've seen through it.
Let me say this. I've seen deep sea divers, right? They go like, like, I don't know, 40 feet underwater. I don't know, some crazy thing like that, right? And they are scared. They're moving very slow. They could die. If anything goes wrong, they could die, right? And they're very careful, right? And then you see these people on the moon, which is supposed to be like, if anything happens to them, they could die. A little hole in their suit, it would suck their whole body out of a little hole, I mean, it would be crazy. And they're just running around and jumping around and playing golf. Like, come on, man. Where's the danger,
Dude, I think the dude's name is Pettit or something like that. Last name Pettit, and he was in one of the.
Oh, we lost her, man. Can you guys hear me? Oh, that sucks. Well, God bless you. Oh, okay, well, it's time to hit the old dusty trail. Well, I just want to thank Faith for coming on. That was amazing. She did a great job, I think. And I just want to say, oh, hey, Adam, how you doing? Man, everybody's here. Welcome, Liberty Chick. I haven't seen you around. I think I've seen you some other places. I haven't really. I don't know if I have or not. But I'll say that praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace, and all glory to God because he deserves it. Please pray for the children and for anybody being victimized out there. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. Thank you so much.